Hello. This time, let's take a look at the DMZ, that is Demilitarized Zone, on the Korean Peninsula, the only divided country in the world. Then let's take a brief look at how the Demilitarized Zone was established. The Korean War began on June 25, 1950, when the Democratic People's Republic of Korea suddenly invaded the Republic of Korea. The Korean War, which began this way, lasted for more than 3 years until July 27, 1953, when the Armistice Agreement was signed. The Korean Military Armistice Agreement signed on July 27, 1953 led to a ceasefire with the Military Demarcation Line, MDL, established between them and continues to this day. Now let's look at what happened in the past and present in DMZ and draw the desired change in DMZ. The demilitarized zone was set as a buffer zone to prevent military clashes, but this was a scene of confrontation and tension without any concessions. Even after the Armistice Agreement was signed, North Korea's provocative actions continued. Nevertheless, both South and North Korea are trying to ease confrontation and tension and positively improve relations for peace on the Korean Peninsula. The two Koreas are making efforts to ease tensions between the two Koreas, such as demolishing guard posts and opening direct calls after the 2018 Inter-Korean Summit, but there are no visible results yet, with the agreement between the two sides not maintained. The demilitarized zone, an unknown land that has not been easy for humans to access for the past 70 years, has become a treasure trove of ecosystem. South Korea intends to cooperate with North Korea and the international community to create the current DMZ as a world peace park. Through this, the ecosystem and historical places are preserved, and furthermore, it is intended to promote inter-Korean relations and make it a bridge for unification. Now, let's take an excursion along the road of peace in the demilitarized zone. The place to go now is Chowan, one of the fierce battles during the Korean War. White Horse Hill, along with the nearby Elhead Hill, was a place where fierce battles took place at the end of the Korean War to occupy the central front between the UN and Chinese forces. There was a huge loss of life between the two sides in the battle, and work to excavate the remains at that time continues. This building was built by Korean Workers' Party in 1946, and Setae and Boyce filmed the music video Dreaming of Balhae here in 1994. When you climb up to the Chowan Peace Observatory, you can see the North Korean Guard Post, the Kim Il-sung Bill, and the Camel Hill behind the demilitarized zone. Woljong-ri Station was a station on the railroad between Sanul and Wonsan, but the railroad was cut off after the Korean War. Woljong-ri Station is directly adjacent to the southern limit line of the demilitarized zone. Ecological Park has to pass the Cross Tower Trail and the Yongyangbo Trail. Yongyangbo is located in the northernmost part of South Korea and shows a unique scenery because it has not been visited by humans for about 70 years. I went to Panmunjom for the first time in my 60s. There, I had a wish that the Joint Security Zone would become a Joint Peace Zone. After the Korean War, it was called a Bridge of No Return because once the direction was decided upon, the exchange of prisoners could not be returned. It is said that planting trees was made by bringing soil and water from the two Koreas, who prayed for peace and reunification between South and North Korea. This time, let's take a look at the DMZ walking event held by Gimpo City. This is Paju, the last destination of our trip. Imjinga Pavilion, close to North Korea with the Imjingo River in between, was built for displaced people who came down from North Korea. You can see the Jeongdong Village in South Korea, Jeongdong Village in North Korea in the demilitarized zone, and the Inter-Korean Joint Contact Office of the Kaesong Industrial Complex, which was blown up by North Korea on June 16, 2020. Hoping that the road to peace will open soon, we will end our trip to the demilitarized zone.